Walk to Moons. Chapter 5, A Damsel in Distress. At this point in my story about Phoebe, Graham said, I knew somebody like Phoebe once. Phoebe, I said. Yes, that's right. I knew someone just like Phoebe, only her name was Gloria. Gloria lived in the wildest, most pepped-up world, a scary one, but oh, scads more exciting than my own. Gramps said, Gloria? Is she the one who told you not to marry me? Is she the one who said I would be your ruination? Shoosh, Grandma said. Gloria was right about that at least, she elbowed Gramps. Besides, Gloria only said that because she wanted you for herself. Gall dang, Gramps said, pulling into a rest stop along the Ohio Turnpike. I'm tired. I did not want to stop. Rush, 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 whispered the wind. The sky and the clouds and the trees. Rush, rush, rush. If all he wanted to do was take a rest, that seemed a safe enough and quick enough thing for him to do. My grandparents can get into trouble as easily as a fly can land on a watermelon. 2 years ago, when they drove to Washington, D.C., they were arrested for stealing the back tires off of a senator's car. We had 2 flat sprunkled tires, my grandfather explained. We were only borrowing the senator's tires. We were going to return them. In Bybanks, Kentucky, you could do this. You could borrow someone's back tires and return them later, but you could not do this in Washington, D.C., and you could especially not do this to a senator's car. Last year, when Grandma and Gramps drove to Philadelphia, they were stopped by the police for irresponsible driving. You were driving on a shoulder, a policeman told Gramps. Gramps said, shoulder? I thought it was an extra lane. That's a mighty fine shoulder. So here we were, just a few hours into our trip out to Lewiston, Idaho, and we were safely stopped in a rest area. Then Gramps noticed a woman leaning over the fender of her car. The woman was peering at her engine and dabbing a white handkerchief at various greasy items inside. Excuse me, Gramps said gallantly. I believe I see a damsel in some distress, and off he marched to her rescue. Gram sat there patting her knees and singing, Oh, meet me in the tulips when the tulips do bloom. The woman's white handkerchief, now spotted with black grease, dangled from her fingertips as she smiled down on the back of Gramps, who had taken her place leaning over the engine. Might be the carbusterator, he said, or maybe not. He tapped a few hoses. Maybe those dang snakes, he said. Oh my, the woman said. Snakes in my engine? Grandpa waggled the hose. This here is what I call a snake, he said. Oh, I see, said the woman. And you think those snakes might be the problem? Maybe so. Gramps pulled on one and it came loose. See there, he said. It's off. Well, yes, but you... Dang snakes, Gramps said, pulling at another one, and it came loose. Looky there, another one. The woman smiled, a thin, little worried smile. But 2 hours later, there was not a single snake still attached to anything to which it was supposed to be attached. The carbusterator lay dismantled on the ground. Various other pieces of the woman's engine were scattered here and there. The woman called a mechanic, and once Gramps was satisfied that the mechanic was an honest man who might actually be able to repair her car, we started on our trip again. Salamanca, Graham said, tell us more about Phoebe. Phoebe, I said. Phoebe Winterbottom. Yes, that's right, Graham said. Phoebe.